Today's show is sponsored by ExpressVPN. Working from home, protect yourself with an extra layer of security at expressvpn.com/inside. Welcome to Inside Gaming. I'm Brian. It's weekend roundup time. You know what time it is. Now, Overwatch, let's talk about it, guys. Going through some major turnover right now after the game's director and pretty much public face of the game announced this week that he is leaving Blizzard. Now, we're talking about Jeff Kaplan, who made the announcement on the Overwatch website saying, weirdly in all lowercase, I'm leaving Blizzard Entertainment after 19 amazing years. It was truly the honor of a lifetime to have the opportunity to create worlds and heroes for such a passionate audience. And he did the requisite. He thanked everybody at Blizzard, the players, gave a special shout out to the game developers he worked with, and he signed off with a quote from Overwatch character Dr. Harold Winston: "Never accept the world as it appears to be. Always dare to see it for what it could be." Oh, that's kind of inspirational. I like that. Now, Kaplan did not mention his future plans, but his departure is a big loss for Overwatch, especially considering, again, he is usually the public face of the game. Whenever there was an Overwatch League event, developer update, Kaplan almost always there. Timing is also a little bit weird considering that Overwatch 2 is in development right now. So you got to wonder if that's going to affect anything at all. As for Overwatch itself, Kaplan is going to be replaced by Aaron Keller, who is the assistant game director. Like Kaplan, he's a big-time Blizzard veteran. He's been there 18 years. He's worked with Kaplan for a long time on the game. Pretty much the obvious choice, I think. Now, Keller did discuss Overwatch 2, and he said development is continuing at a good pace, and said that we have an exceptional vision that we're executing on, and we have exciting reveals planned for this year and beyond as we ramp up to launch. He also kind of addressed the timing of Kaplan's departure as it relates to Overwatch 2's development, and he said that making games at Blizzard has always been a group effort and never about just one point of view. He also added, we have a deep bench of development and creative leaders, numerous veteran Blizzard artists and designers, and some extremely talented new blood as well. That's a translation to, it's going to be fine, I promise. Please stick with us. It's not just about Jeff Kaplan. We will continue without him. Overwatch will be fine. They're like, please don't play other games. He also said they'll be sharing more frequent updates about Overwatch 2's progress very soon. So he mentioned building up to the launch. Don't look for that launch anytime soon, though. Polygon noted that Activision Blizzard has already said this year to not expect Overwatch 2 to ship in 2021. So we're looking at 2022 at earliest. We'll see. Things are up in the air, it sounds like. They're still working on it. They saw Cyberpunk and they're like, this better be good for us to release it. All right, we'll get to the rest of the stories in just a second. But guys, it's time to say thank you to our sponsor today. It's Purple. Now, the world, it's an uncomfortable place. You know it. I know it. You get in Zoom calls, you talk with somebody, maybe you get to a Zoom call early before everybody else does, and you have to make awkward conversation. It's not comfortable. But what I can always count on is the comforting oasis of my Purple mattress. In a world of premium mattresses, only Purple has the Grid. What's the Grid? It's a stretchy gel material. It's super supportive for your back and legs, yet it somehow perfectly cushions your shoulders. I want to sleep just reading this. Feels so good. Thanks to its design, Purple's Grid doesn't trap air. Air just flows right through it. That's good. You want airflow, so you'll never overheat. I like the pillows. I've talked about this. I get cricks in my neck. Sometimes I sleep weird, and then you wake up, and then you have like your neck hurts all day. It does not do that with a Purple pillow. It just holds you in there, and you sleep. You get a good night's sleep. And let me tell you something. There's nothing like a good night's sleep. You need to get your 8 hours, and then another 8 hours in the afternoon. That's the BG plan. Purple really is comfort for an uncomfortable world. Right now, you'll get 10% off any order of $200 or more. Go to purple.com/roundup10 and use promo code roundup10. That's purple.com/roundup10. Promo code roundup10 for 10% off any order of $200 or more. Purple.com/roundup10. Promo code roundup10. Terms apply. Thank you, Purple. All right, on to other stories. Another Amazon video game has bitten the dust. I know, it turns out big tech giants kind of bad at making video games, unless you're Microsoft, but they've been doing it for a long time. But Amazon told Bloomberg recently that it canceled the Lord of the Rings MMO that it was developing with the help of Chinese company Leiyao. Now, Amazon said they were unable to secure terms to continue development of the MMO, but sources said it was probably Tencent's acquisition of Leiyao that led to a contract dispute that ultimately spelled doom for the game. So it sounds like this time it wasn't a development issue, it was something with the contract. It was a dispute between two giant companies. Of course, Amazon has also had many issues with its foray into video games. It canceled the multiplayer brawler Breakaway in 2018. It also canceled another multiplayer game, Crucible. You might remember that after it got really terrible reviews. It's still working on New World. That's another MMO, but that's been delayed a bunch, not expected to launch until the end of August. And then obviously Google with Stadia canceled all their internal game development. It has been a mess for these companies. And honestly, there's a little bit of schadenfreude there to watch all this, I'm not gonna lie. All right, it looks like the rumored remake of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic is actually in the works. That's awesome. It was confirmed recently by a friend of the show, Jason Schreier, on the MinMax podcast. He said it's going to be developed by Aspire Media. They're based out of Austin. Good folks in Aspire. I know some of those folks. They're good people. Aspire, best known for ports. They ported a bunch of Knights of the Old Republic games in the past. Eurogamer said they also heard that Aspire was working on the newest port and said work is currently underway to make the project more of a remake instead. So there you go. Nice remake instead of just a straight port. All right, that's good news. All right, let's talk about some rumors because we've got some more GTA 6 rumors. This is still very much grain of salt territory, but it's still fun to talk about. So this comes from the Twitter account GTA 6 News, but they found something interesting. They found that the domain rockstarcartel.com, which is owned by Take-Two, it was updated on April 12th. That means maybe they're getting something ready. Maybe they're getting the website ready to go for a big announcement. Now, right now, that URL returns a dead page, but it does link to an error page of Rockstar Games' website. So it's a Rockstar thing. Also, the fact that Cartel is included in the URL could line up with rumors that the game's protagonist is working out of Miami, aka Vice City, part of a cartel. They're smuggling drugs into the US. Back when this was the No, I reported on this, and that lined up from what I heard at the time too. Again, nothing confirmed. Rockstar has not even confirmed that GTA 6 is in development, but still fun to talk about. All right, Cyberpunk 2077 may have had its issues, but it has been a huge moneymaker for developer CD Projekt Red. Oh, I love it when bad games make a lot of money. That doesn't set a terrible trend at all. According to a slide that the developer showed via its investor relations Twitter account, the company raked in some record revenue for the fiscal year 2020. They brought in roughly $562 million in revenue, $303 million in profit for the financial year. That is a huge jump for CD Projekt Red. Analyst Daniel Ahmad noted that it's a big spike from previous years. It more than doubled their revenue from 2015 when The Witcher 3 came out. So good for them. Now fix the game. You made a lot of money now. Let's earn that money. All right, time for a 5-second review. Every time I think of baseball, I think of that scene from The Untouchables when Al Capone just bashed that guy's head in with a baseball bat. My dad took me to see that movie. I was 11. I should not have been watching that movie. This review has nothing to do with MLB The Show. All right, let's talk about the games coming out next week. First up, Genshin Impact. It's anime Breath of the Wild, if you've seen that. It's an open-world action RPG that takes place in the vast magical land of Teyvat. You play as a traveler from another world who's been separated from their twin, and you, of course, embark on a journey to find them. Along the way, you gradually discover the secrets and fate of this exotic world. It comes to the PS5. If you haven't played it on the iOS or everything else already, it comes to the PS5 April 28th. Layers of Fear VR is a psychedelic horror game that puts you into the depths of insanity. Now the critically acclaimed terror brings its constantly changing Victorian mansion to a tangibly horrifying virtual reality. Delve deep into the mind of an insane painter and discover the secret of his madness. It comes to PSVR April 29th. Legend Keepers is the perfect mix between dungeon management and roguelite. You've been hired as a dungeon manager by the Dungeons Company. The job is simple: protect their dungeons. There you go. It comes to PC, Switch, and Stadia April 29th. Total War Rome Remastered lets you relive the legacy that defined the award-winning strategy game series. It's remastered to 4K with multiple improvements. It's time to revisit a true classic. Not everybody gets a second chance to conquer the Roman Empire, but here you go. Now's your chance. It comes to PC April 29th. Returnal. After crash landing on the shape-shifting world, Celine must search through the barren landscape of an ancient civilization for her escape. Isolated and alone, She finds herself fighting tooth and nail for survival. Again and again, she's defeated, forced to restart her journey every time she dies. It comes to the PS5, April 30th. And last but not least, new Pokemon Snap. Sweet. Seek out and take in-game photographs of Pokemon in their native environments in the new Pokemon Snap game. Snap photos from the Neo 1. As you encounter and research lively wild Pokemon, you might see unexpected expressions or behaviors, Pokemon patrolling their territory, playing, or lurking in out-of-the-way spots. It comes to where else? The Switch, April 30th. That's all the news I got for you this week, guys. I hope you're having a great weekend. We will see you soon.